Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of Fearless Tarot, How to Get a Positive Reading in Any Situation, which is due out from Llewellyn Books in just 2 weeks. I can't believe it's actually going to happen. So if you do enjoy my positive approach to tarot, you're going to absolutely be absorbed by this book. It is so good. I can't wait for you all to read it. I'm so excited to hear what you all think about it. And I have a few announcements to make before we do our Oracle reveal. On October 7th, I will be meeting with Thomas from the Hermit's Mirror for an Instagram live event at 5 p.m. Central, October 7th, on his page, The Hermit's Mirror. I'll have a link there, and we're going to discuss tarot and the book and all sorts of different topics. Then October 8th is the Fearless Tarot launch day, so I do hope you get to a bookstore and get that. If not, pre-order it socially distanced. And then finally, on October 9th, it is my birthday, and I'm going to be doing a launch party with the tarot lady, Teresa Reed, on her page, and it will be at 7 p.m. Central Time, October 9th, and we're going to have wine and do little tarot ad-libs and answer your questions and also do some goodie giveaways. So I do hope you can join us for that. It is time for this week's Oracle reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo with the 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and pick the animal that's calling to you. And the animals were the white raven, the parrot, and the hummingbird. So actually it's birds. So the first one is the white raven, and if you pick that, it says trust in magic. And you really should trust in magic. It is so amazing how things happen in these serendipitous ways that you don't always expect. And sometimes you just have to stop controlling everything and instead, do your prep work, come up with a plan, but then let go of it. Let the magic take place. Let things unfold for you in your life. First card for White Raven is where it's best to place your focus this next week. Ooh, and we get the Lovers. The Lovers can actually indicate focusing on a relationship, focusing on your love life. But the Lovers is also a card of choices. And so what it's saying is that it's so important that you're focusing on your choices this next week, on what's going to bring you the most balance and the most harmony. You're also going to want to integrate opposite things this next week, things that don't normally work well together. This could even be a time where you test yourself to really throw yourself into a task that doesn't naturally come comfortably for you, but that could lead to a breakthrough for you as well. Also, the Lovers is all about partnership. So even if it isn't a love relationship, this card reminds you that nobody gets to where they are in life all by themselves. You're going to have to work with other people. And so this could be an important time to reach out to others, collaborate, and to share. Next, it's advice from your inner wisdom if you picked White Raven, and we have the 8 of Wands, which indicates a lot of activity going on. White Raven is going to be pretty busy this next week, and the advice from your inner wisdom is to not personalize this. The 8 of Wands is a unique card in the tarot because it doesn't show a human being on it or a part of a human being. It just shows these 8 sticks flying through the air. And that can indicate that events are speeding up and that it's important not to think, what am I doing or how will I keep up with this and why is this happening to me? But instead to just be quick on your toes and know that this too shall pass. This could also be a time of learning, communicating, and with that Lovers card right next to it, it could be a time to communicate with somebody you're caring about and also to bring some clarity in your communication with others as well. And then the mythic archetype that's going to help White Raven is the god Pan. He's the goat horn god with the goat legs of nature. And he's telling you that it might be time to spend some time in nature. It might also be time to come back to your own nature at this time. So if you've been out of your element or you're feeling like a frog out of water, it might be time to return to the things that really feel like home for you. And that Lovers card again is saying you've been making some choices that have been stretching you. So it's important to get grounded again in what your identity is and what always brings you home and what makes you feel centered and grounded. Always choose your nature. That is the White Raven message. Next, we have the Parrot, and it says, watch your words, because parrots are known for their mimicking and their ability to communicate, but also your words are very powerful. They can either tear people down or add to the toxicity that is already so prevalent in our world, or they can be used constructively and in an uplifting way. And so Parrot is saying, be mindful of the words that you're using because they're like magic spells and they're totally casting the reality that's being experienced between you and other people. First card is where it's best to place your focus if you're the Parrot this next week. And we have the Queen of Cups, which is all about your feelings, your sensitivity, your emotions. Of all of the Cups cards in the tarot, the Queen of Cups holds the most elaborately decorated chalice. And that's because she honors her feelings. The Queen of Cups doesn't just honor the good feelings either. She also honors her grief, her hard times. She honors even the times that feel unpleasant, because it's actually the unpleasant times that are the greater teachers. They really show you what you're made of, and they also add to that resiliency. When we get her next to that Parrot, it's maybe telling me that it's important for you to speak your feelings aloud, to honor your feelings by putting them into a truthful statement, and also sharing your heart in some way. So the Queen of Cups is a very creative card. This could be a time to communicate through art or through music or through expression. So it's important to share at this time. Most of all, though, the Queen of Cups is telling you to be nurturing to yourself, be gentle and kind to yourself, and honor your sensitivity. It's actually what makes you a more intriguing and complex individual. Next, we have advice from your inner wisdom, and that is the Knight of Pentacles. He's telling you to slow down. You see in this deck, his horse is rearing up, but in a lot of decks, the Knight of Pentacles, the horse is not moving forward. And so this could be a time where you have to put the brakes on, stop. And when we get that Queen of Cups right next to the Knight of Pentacles, it could be a time to get clear on what your feelings are at this time. You don't want to bulldoze ahead right now. You really want to check inward. And you want to find out, what needs my attention. The Knight of Pentacles can be associated with the astrological sign of Virgo, which has all to do with analyzing something more closely. And so this could be an important time to study something in yourself, or also to come to some sort of realization. But it's not a time to really push ahead at this time. It's time to think before you act, think before you speak, and also get your emotions in order before you're sharing them with somebody else. And then finally, we have the mythic archetype that will be helping the people who picked Parrot, and we got that powerful goddess of magic, Hecate. She's the goddess of the crossroads, and a lot of times she'll come up when you're at a crossroads, when you're not knowing which path to pick. And Hecate says, hey, the answer is simple. Go to where the magic is flowing. Go where the energy's already been flowing. And if you do that, you will arrive at the proper destination. And also, she's a very sensitive goddess. So again, with that Queen of Cups here, it's time to get clear on your feelings and channel them towards some sort of magical result. And then finally, we have the Hummingbird, which says, be here now on the card. And hummingbirds are known for joy, and they're a celebratory animal, so this could just be a time to lighten up. First card is where it's best to place your focus if you picked Hummingbird. And we have the Two of Wands, which is a card of expansion. It's also a card of ambition. And it could indicate that right now it's time to feel excited about your prospects, about what's still open to you. It might also be time to flit off to your next opportunity. So if you've been feeling stifled, Hummingbird does not survive in a cage. It might be time to start to free yourself and look at what your better opportunities are. The Two of Wands is saying that the world is wide open and waiting, and it's time for you to take your place in it. But it's important to go toward where your joy is and not feel stifled by anything that's restrictive. Second, it's advice from your inner wisdom if you pick the Hummingbird. And we got that Devil card, which can sometimes be that sort of thing that stifles you. The Devil represents the shadow voice, the negative voice that all of us have within ourselves, which really tells you why you can't be happy, why you're limited. And that Hummingbird symbol might be coming up to say that something's making you feel joyful. It's making you feel like it's time to go for it. But you have to combat your inner saboteur and that inner shadow that's telling you you can't have it. You absolutely can, but you may have to stretch yourself beyond your current parameters with that Two of Wands. And then finally, the mythic archetype that's going to be helping Hummingbird is Mnemosyne, the goddess of memory. And she's also the mother of the muses. This is a time to be inspired, and it's time to really go toward what is inspiring for you. If you've been feeling stifled or in a cage or somehow restricted, it's time not to listen to your fear, but it's time to take action and go toward your best results. And that's this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you can always check me out at elliotoracle.com to schedule a reading with me. Otherwise, I hope you all have a safe, happy, and blessed week. And do take care. I will see you next time.